Namaste, hello, and welcome back to another video on the Metaphysical Library. My name is Awhona, and in today's video, I'm going to share a book haul, which I would like to call the Spring Book Haul. And these are some of the books which I did come across. They are not recent publications, but I just acquired them recently, and I had to share them with you. So, a few of them are by Korean authors, and a few of them are, in fact, there's one set or a trilogy which I just come across, which was very interesting. So do please join me further in this video. Which I did get my hands on is the winner of the Man Booker International Prize, and this is a Korean author, Kang, and it's called Human Rights, as you can see. And from the back of this book, it reads as Gwon. I hope this is the correct pronunciation. It's called Gwonju, South Korea, 1980. In the wake of a viciously suppressed student uprising, a boy searches for his friend's corpse, a consciousness searches for its abandoned body, and a brutalized country searches for a voice. From the award-winning author of The Vegetarian comes a riveting and poetic examination of humanity at its most appalling and its most hopeful. This has been selected for Book of the Year, and I'm just trying to see anything else which would give us a clue, but that's all that is written, and it has been translated from Korean and introduced by Deborah Smith, and it's actually a very good book. So that's one of the books that I did get my hands on. So now the next book that I have is by another Korean author called Jing Lee, and this is called How We Disappeared. Now this is not a recent publication. It was published way before 2020, I believe, but I'm not too sure about the date. However, it's very interesting, and it does talk about or gives a brief overview of the life of comfort women who were captured from Korea, and they were shipped to, for the Japanese military and forced into sexual slavery. However, this takes place from Singapore. So Singapore, 1942. Now 1942 was the time, or in fact 1940, or before 1940 till 1943 was a time for called the Joseon period in Korea, which was under the colonial rule of Japan. So Singapore, 1942. As Japanese troops sweep down Malaysia and into Singapore, a village is ransacked. Only 3 survivors remained, one of them a tiny child. In a neighboring village, 17-year-old Wong Di is bundled into the back of a troop carrier and shipped off to a Japanese military brothel. In the year 2000, her mind is still haunted by her experiences there, but she has long been silent about her memories of that time. It takes 12-year-old Kevin and a mumbled confession he overhears from his ailing grandmother to set in motion a journey into the unknown to discover the truth. Weaving together 2 timelines and 2 life-changing secrets, How We Disappeared is an evocative, profoundly moving and utterly dazzling novel heralding the arrival of a thrilling new literary star. So this is very interesting, and I hope I can get to it very soon. Now, the next book that I have is called The Silence of Bones by Jun Hur, and I have heard a lot about this author, and this is not her recent publication, of course. It's an old publication, but there are recent books, and she's recently going to release another book as well. However, I wanted to read her previous works before I get to it. So this is one of the books that I did find, and from the back it reads as: I have a mouth, but I mustn't speak, ears, but I mustn't hear, eyes, but I mustn't see. 1800 Joseon, Korea. Homesick and orphaned, 6-year-old Seol is living out the ancient curse. May you live in interesting times. Indentured to the police bureau, she's been tasked with assisting a well-respected young inspector with the politically charged investigation into the murder of a noblewoman. As they delve deeper into the dead woman's secret, Seol forms an unlikely bond of friendship with the inspector, but her loyalty is tested when he becomes the prime suspect, and Seol may be the only one capable of discovering what truly happened on the night of the murder. But in a land where silence and obedience are valued above all else, curiosity can be deadly. So this is a very interesting book, and I hope I can get to this book as quickly as possible. Now, the next book series I have is a trilogy, which is about the devil and the library. So this has been written by A.J.Hackwith, and it is not very old. It is recent, quite recent in fact. So if you do like reading books about the devil, and it does involve a library as well, this is the series that you should go to. So these are 3 books which I did get. So the first is called The Library of the Unwritten. Join the library, raise hell. So from the back it reads as: books that aren't finished by their authors reside in the library of the unwritten in the hell. But when restless characters who emerge from those unfinished stories escape, it is up to the librarian to track them down and keep the collection complete. Many years ago, Claire was named head librarian of the Unwritten Wing, a neutral space in hell where all the stories unfinished by their authors reside. Her job consists mainly of repairing and organizing books, but also of keeping an eye on the restless stories that risk materializing as characters and escaping the library. When a hero escapes from his book and goes in search of its author, Claire must track and capture him with the help of a former muse and current assistant Brevity and the nervous and sweet demon Leto. But what should have been a simple retrieval goes horrifyingly wrong when the terrifying angel Ramiel attacks them, convinced that they hold the Devil's Bible. The text of the Devil's Bible is a weapon in the power struggle between heaven and hell. So it falls to the librarians to find a book with the ability to reshape the boundaries between heaven, hell, and earth. So that's one interesting read. Now, book 2 in this series is called The Archive of the Forgotton by A.J.Hackwith. And from the back it reads as, the library of the Unwritten in hell was saved from total devastation, but hundreds of potential books were destroyed. Former librarian Claire and Brevity, the Muse, felt the loss of those stories and are trying to adjust to their new roles within the arcane wing and library respectively. But when the remains of these books begin to leak a strange ink, Claire realizes that the library has kept secrets from hell and from its own librarians. Claire and Brevity are immediately at odds in their approach to the ink, and the potential power that it represents has not gone unnoticed when a representative from the Muse's corpse arrives at the library to advise Brevity. The angel Ramai and the erstwhile hero hunt for answers in other realms. The true nature of the ink could fundamentally alter the afterlife of good or evil, but it entirely depends on who is left to hold the pen. So that's the next book that is in this particular series. Now, the third book in this series is called The God of Lost Words. I actually like the cover, it's very interesting. And from the back it reads as, Claire, rakish hero, angel Ramai, and the muse-turned librarian Brevity have accomplished the impossible by discovering the true nature of unwritten books. But now that the secret is out, hell will be coming for every wing of the library. To protect the unwritten wing and stave off the insidious reach of Malthus, hell's most bloodthirsty general, Claire and her friends will have to decide how much they're willing to sacrifice to save their vulnerable corner of afterlife. Succeeding would mean rewriting the nature of the library, but losing would mean obliteration. Their only chance at survival lies in outwitting hell and writing a new chapter. For the library, luckily Claire and her friends know about the right story told well can start a revolution. So that's the third in the series. So those are the few books that I did haul this month, and this would be my spring haul. And I hope you really liked the books, and if you did find them interesting, do please grab a copy of them each. And I absolutely loved the trilogy for by A.J.Hackwith and A.J.Hackwith, and also I can't wait to get to the books by the Korean authors. So I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I'll be wrapping it up from here. I'll see you soon again next week with another video. So till then, take care, have a good reading week ahead, and namaste.